breaking, Trump family on edge after feds just stopped terror plot that was seconds from happening. Ever since Trump got into office, there's been an endless amount of traitors close to him leaking classified information to the liberal media. Earlier this week, anti-Trumper Reality Leigh Winner was the most recently discovered traitor, where she was promptly fired from her job as a government contractor and hauled off to jail. As we're learning more about this woman's alarming ties to Muslim terrorists, now authorities have just discovered a sick act of terrorism she was plotting to carry out at the White House, after alarming evidence was just seized from her residence. Now the entire Trump family are on edge yet again, as this woman's plans to assassinate our president while under the direct influence Muslim terrorists was just revealed. Last week, after Winner was arrested by the FBI and appeared in a Georgia court to face charges, authorities began to look more closely into her background, where they found the 25-year-old's sickening ties to Muslim terrorists as they learned she had been working with the Islamic Society of North America for months. But disturbingly, that was only the beginning. While searching Winner's residence, prosecutors seized evidence that laid out Winner's highly alarming plot to burn down the White House to kill the president, and travel to Afghanistan to join forces with the Taliban. Prosecutors immediately brought the evidence before a judge, where they argued that if Winner was released on bail, she would simply flee to be recruited by America's enemies. WSTV reported. Based on evidence seized from her home, federal prosecutors detailed Winner's alleged plans to burn down the White House and travel to Afghanistan, pledging her allegiance to the Taliban. They said in recorded jailhouse calls, she told her mother how to play her side of the story in the media, as someone who was scared she'd disappear from an interrogation room in her Augusta home after Saturday's raid. Channel 2's Nicole Carr was invited into Winner's home by her parents to see the interrogation room. "This is where they held her when they did the search of the house, and this is where they interrogated her," said Winner's mother, Billy Winner Davis. Winner opted to stay in her house for questioning and confessed her intent to release damaging classified material to an online media outlet she admired, directing agents to find a screenshot of the mailing drop box for the intercept on her cell phone. The material is described as top secret, detailing a Russian military intelligence attack on a U.S. voting supplier. "She has no history of being a threat to this nation. Only an asset," said Gary Davis, Winner's stepfather. Thankfully, her bond was refused by the judge. But what was even more sickening was Winner's reaction after her terroristic plot was discovered, where she was extremely arrogant, telling her sister on a phone call that she had no fear of being jailed, saying, "I'm pretty, white and cute." She also told her sister she would braid her hair and cry in court, in order to garner sympathy from the judge. Milo reported. Zero Hedge, meanwhile, asks a question many have been pondering even prior to the revelation of Winner's alleged extremist intentions. How did this 25-year-old, with a checkered public social network past, which revealed her contempt for the president, end up with a top-secret clearance and was unaware her NSA work computer was being monitored, and that her prison conversations were being recorded? It revealed her referring to President Trump as a CNT and stating that, should the U.S. go to war with Iran, she would stand with Iran. In the day and age we live in, where everything you do online leaves a digital footprint, it's pretty hilarious that this idiot truly thought she could steal classified information and plot a terror attack on our president and never get caught. I guess liberalism truly is a mental disorder. How else can you explain this woman's reckless disregard for our nation's laws? Thank God that this moron was caught before she did physical harm to our president. The left must be so proud of the little terrorists they continue to manufacture out of their continual hatred and spite for our president. Can you believe this crap?